What is up, bros and broettes? I'm Slasher44, and today is Monday, and on Mondays we make versus videos, and this one is by far the most asked for video by a lot. So this one is the STG44 Relic versus the HBRa3 Insanity. So two hugely known weapons for just being ridiculously good with high recoil. That is literally the similarities between these two weapons, and we're going to look at it and figure out which one is better. And let me tell you, a little bit of a spoiler, it is really close. Like, probably one of the closest matches we've had so far. So let's get into it here. So we're going to start off with damage. So the STG44 Relic has 40 damage up close, 33 at mid-range, and 24 at long range. Whereas the Insanity has 40 damage up close, 33 at mid-range, and 25 at long range. So boom. At long range, the Insanity is one bullet to kill better, which means that's plus 10 points for the Insanity. So that's a pretty good start off for the Insanity. The next thing we're going to look at here is the fire rate. So the fire rate is a really hard thing to compare on these two weapons, because if we look at the STG44, it has an 857 fire rate. Just that is the fire rate, that is that. Whereas the Insanity has a 1000 fire rate for the first, I believe, 4 bullets, and then after that it ramps down to 750 fire rate. So overall, the fire rate for the Relic is better, but the starting fire rate for the Insanity is better. But I'm going to have to give the plus 10 points to the Relic simply because it's more reliable. Every time you press that trigger, you know the exact fire rate it's going to fire at, whereas for the Insanity, it's going to start at that, but then it ramps down, and it's just not quite as reliable. But it's still very good for those first few bullets to have that faster fire rate, and it will come back full circle to that later in this video, as you'll see. So plus 10 points for the Relic for that. The next thing we're going to look at is the range, and the range is actually really important when comparing these two weapons because their damages are so similar. So the range for the STG44 Relic is 650 from short to mid-range, 1,500 from mid to long range, whereas the Insanity has 896 from short to mid-range and 1,700 from mid to long range. So both of the ranges are better for the Insanity, so plus 10 points for the Insanity. The next few things we can look at are all very similar between the guns. For example, aim down sights time, 250 milliseconds for both guns. Another thing we can look at is magazine size, so 30 for both guns, and both of them start with 120 bullets. The next thing we are going to look at here, though, is hip spread. And the hip spread is just simply enough better for the Relic because the Insanity has plus 10% hip spread, unfortunately. So because of that, plus 10 points for the Relic, we are tied 20-20. Now the next thing that we're going to look at is the thing that I thought would give it away. I thought one of them would have much worse recoil pattern, and as it turns out, literally the exact same recoil pattern. The only thing that'll make it different is the fire rate. So at first the Insanity will have a worse fire rate, but then when the fire rate slows down, it'll have a better view kick pattern. So whereas the STG44 Relic will always have the same view kick pattern. It's just weird like that, but literally the exact same recoil pattern. So we can't give any points out for that. And there's really nothing else we can give out points for. Reload time, which is exactly the same for both weapons. So what we're actually going to have to do is do a time to kill calculation, and this one's very simple, simply because at long range the HBRa3 Insanity has that extra 1 damage that makes the bullet to kill 1 less. The time to kill is actually much better for the Insanity, almost 100 milliseconds, which is a lot. The Insanity takes it. So because of that, plus 10 points for the Insanity, and it is the winner this week. It is just slightly better for the Relic. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. Which one of these weapons do you think is better? I'd be really curious to know what you guys think. The Insanity is such a beast. I wish I had it, maybe one of these days. But thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, go ahead and hit that like button. It'd be super greatly appreciated. Check me out on Twitter. Link in the description. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. And until next time, guys, peace out.